all alone, deeper than the light can reach. You say you're flesh and bones, cannot feel a thing, 'cause you're deeper than the light can reach, and you're colder than a stone. Say deeper than the light can reach, and you're colder than a stone. You're deeper than the light can reach.
Ladies and gents, girls and boys, how are you doing today? It's Danny Stewart here for BassJapanDirect.com with another Naked Sound review. What you heard there in the beginning is this beautiful Kanade Weave 5T. This is a fixed neck single cut, as you can see, handmade in Ishikawa Prefecture, Japan. And this was just completed earlier this year, and I bought it in for stock at Bass Japan Direct. And it's such a beautiful instrument. I love it to bits. You've got a flame ash back in two pieces. As you can see, the flame figuring is really beautiful on that, and it's got a matching cavity cover as well. That's magnetic, that exposes the guts. It's a Delano 3-band preamp in there, by the way, sonar, and yeah, the top is this Japanese spalted chestnut. Yeah, obviously spalting is a type of disease, right? It's a kind of fungal infection. And in this case, it had quite a lot of it was eaten away, you know. So there are spots here which are filled in with epoxy. But yeah, it's beautiful. And to maintain its strength, because obviously it's very delicate wood, this has been epoxy coated. The whole thing has been epoxy coated except for the fretboard. Even the neck's epoxy coated on the back, and then it's been buffed down, obviously worked down. So it's a hell of a lot of bloody work that they've put into this, you know, to keep the woods nice and protected and stable. So it's got a kind of satin finish to it. One thing with Kanade is they're completely and utterly handmade. They don't use CNC routers or anything like that. Yeah, everything's done by hand. Of course, they have a router machine, but everything is hand guided. So yeah, this is crafted with love, and it shows. It's gorgeous, but you will notice some workmanship markings on here and there, and some small, tiny little imperfections here and there. You might notice them, but for me that adds just a little bit of character to it. There's a little bit of a story behind its construction is revealed in those little marks, I think, which I like. But as you heard in the intro there, you heard me playing it various settings. Front pickup, balanced, playing chords, playing solos on the rear pickup, groove on the rear pickup, and slap as well, balanced. So basically you've got an idea of the sound set from there already, and I'm actually a little bit injured at the moment. I have some kind of problem with my shoulders, especially on my right hand side, so I can't really spend too much time in a regular playing position because it just starts to hurt. So I'm gonna have to give my shoulder a rest, and I'm gonna have to play like this, I think. But this is the front pickup, and with everything dialed up, and we have a Delano preamp with a 3-band EQ. I've got everything dialed up, and it has this switch here, which gives you 3 mid settings, basically. Of course, if you dial the mids out, then that doesn't do anything if you dial the mids out. So that's for the mid. So we'll go with so I just switched between the 3 settings there as I was playing. I'm sure you could notice the difference in tonal quality there. Let's go with the treble down and go for the warmest setting. Let's go back. Of course, you can apply the switch to that as much as you like. So that's nice and throaty, actually. That's less throaty, a little bit more flat, and then warm. And listen to that low B. Goes on forever. Beautiful. This is a 34-inch scale, by the way. So this little bugger behind me, it's sold now. But that was a short scale, and I love it. But I went and gigged it, and I had to read on the gig, and my hands, when I'm reading, they're kind of so used to playing a regular 34-inch scale that I started missing notes. I was bumming them out. Because I was playing. My finger settings were too wide for the frets on that, so I can't do reading gigs on a short scale bass. It doesn't work. So I decided to ask Kanade if they had a regular long scale, and they had just completed this recently, so I bought it in, and I absolutely love it. It's a stunning instrument. It's a little heavy though. If I'm not mistaken, it's about 4.5 kilograms. That's what it feels like anyway. But I don't particularly care about that too much. I think it adds to the tone. Anyway, let's go balanced. So on the rear pickup, which is a humbucker, you've got this switch which gives you full coils or single coil. Single coil, that was full coils. Nice. And then of course you've got all those settings as well. So single coil, this will be the brightest setting. And then the next. warmest. Yeah, so you get the idea. There's a lot of tonal scope there. You can even scoop the mid out if you want. Anyway, so there's a lot of tonal scope there. And then let's go on to the rear. So this is where I really find this bass has a lot of beautiful. So that's the rear pickup, full coils in the, it's not the warmest setting, it's the second warmest setting. Let's go to the warmest now. So that's the warmest that it's going to get. And I find on this preamp, if you take the treble down, this preamp doesn't have like a massive amount of headroom. So for me, you just turn everything up and it's perfect. I like it like that, and then just use the mid switch just to find what you like. So let's go in the brightest setting. Yeah, that's the brightest setting, and I haven't done the single coil yet. So single coil in the brightest setting. And then in the warmest. Very nice. And then in the second warmest setting. I think that's my favorite. Yeah, I like that the best. Or the warmest. It's a great sounding instrument, and it plays like an absolute dream. Very, very low action. You know, I can play it like a piano if I want to. Yeah, it works. Very nice. And it does have a passive mode. Of course, in passive mode, this doesn't have a master tone, so this is just if you're going direct out to the amp. Of course, on the rear pickup, the coil tap still works, but you won't have any onboard tone control. So that's if you want to just go direct out, bypass the battery and the preamp and everything, and go direct out into a house PA or something where the sound engineer can attenuate your EQ, or you use the onboard amplifier on stage or whatever. Or you can go back and then use your Sonar 3 to set the tone how you like in active mode. So that's it, guys. It's an absolute stunner. I absolutely love it. Hardware-wise, I didn't talk about that, but it's just a Goto GB 707 tuning pegs and their own countersunk bridge with brass shuttles and steel saddles, and that's string through, by the way. So absolutely stunning stuff, and I think I just want to weigh it just for the record. Yeah, I just want to weigh it just for the record. I think it's quite heavy. It feels quite heavy to me, but let's see. I've got my scales over here. I think it's about 4.5 kilograms. I could be wrong. But anyway, let's turn these on. Let's see what we got. I'm not that far off. It's 4.3 kilograms on the hanging scale. That's actually not so bad. That's a kind of moderate weight. But considering the materials it's made from, that ash is super high quality ash. It's like northern ash, but it's flamed. So beautiful stuff. There you go, ladies and gents, girls and boys. You've been watching the Kanade Weave 5T set neck. Absolutely beautiful single cut instrument. So, and I have to say, it plays as well as like any STR that I've had through. It's just as good in terms of playability, and I think it's just as good in terms of sound. I will say, however, the attention to detail on finishing is maybe not quite as perfect. You know, they're not going for such perfectionism. Like I said, I can see some of the craftsmanship marks here and there. I mean, it's, you know, you have to be super fussy to really notice them. But yeah, like I said, that doesn't bother me at all. I actually like it because it tells a story of how the instrument was made. Yep, so that's it, guys. I'll see you again for another Naked Sound review soon. Have a good one. Stay groovy. And if you like this channel, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. See you again.